Hey, what's up everyone? I just wanted to make a quick video on how you can make sure that your kids are good at math. Right. Math is an important skill if you're exchanging money, if you're buying something, if you're selling something, if you're accumulating wealth. You're going to want to know how to do math. Otherwise, someone else can take advantage of you, right? Math can also be used for a lot of other things as well. Today, I'm just going to tell you a quick story. One of my clients who I met a little under 3 years ago, she came to me, she needed tutoring, specifically in math, and she needed tutoring for her daughter is really what I should say. And she was telling me that she's not particularly great at math. She's not particularly great at fractions, but she knows that math is important and she wants her child to be good at math. So I sat with her daughter, did some math with her and just to assess where she was. She's in elementary. And I told her, okay, cool. What your child's going to need in order to be good at math is just a couple of things, right? I can tell that she can learn pretty quickly, but here's what the foundation that she's going to need in order to be really good at math. Number one, she's going to need to know how to add quickly, right? And number two, she's going to need to know basically the different vocabulary when it comes to math also quickly, right? And what I mean by that is math is pretty simple. Math is really just addition and the different forms of addition. And if you don't know what I mean, you could say there's addition like 5 plus 3, right? Equals 8. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. If you know what 5 represents, you know what 3 represents, you know what equals means, you can figure out when you add 5 and 3, you'll get 8, right? But math is also, subtraction rather, is also addition. I could say what plus 3 equals 8. And you should know, if you know 5 plus 3 equals 8, then you should know very quickly that it should be 5. What plus 3 equals 8 is 5. That's also subtraction. What trips a lot of students up, a lot of children up when they're learning math is they can do that operation, what plus 3 equals 8. But if you were to say 8 minus 3, what's it equal? That would trip them up because they don't have that understanding of minus or using different words to represent the same thing, right? Which would limit them in their ability and their understanding and definitely slow them down in order to be able to do math, right? So that's one thing. Knowing addition really well, knowing the numbers, obviously, and then also having the different vocabulary of how addition is then translated into subtraction, how it's then translated into multiplication, how it's then translated into division, right, etc., etc. So I told her that. I showed her TechnoTutor. She got TechnoTutor, and I just told her, okay, here's what we're going to practice. We're going to make sure that your daughter understands all these different concepts, all these different words, and we built her vocabulary for math. And at the same time, we just practiced on those fundamentals, just being really quick with addition, being really quick with subtraction, right? I just visited with her the other day, earlier this week, and I was doing some math with her daughter, and we were doing fractions, and we were doing fractions that were like 3/5 of 20 or 5/7 of 38, things like that, and turning them into mixed fractions. And it was so cool to watch her do these problems in seconds, literally seconds. Like she would immediately look at it and she knew exactly what to do. Boom, 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 boom. And what's really interesting is this particular student, when the school that she goes to, it's really apparent that the teachers do not know how to do these problems themselves. they follow a specific curriculum where they're doing some sort of Common Core type of things, and they are basically just going by the book. And if she puts an answer that's not exactly in the book, they mark it as wrong, even though it's correct, right? So there's a lot of indicators there. She has to do exactly the correct way as far as working out the problems. She has to do it exactly how they've said to do it, even if she can get the correct answer doing it another way. And there's a lot of things that the mom has gone and talked to the school and talked to the teachers and just found that the teachers themselves do not actually know or understand this material. So she's not learning it in school, right? She's learning it on her own, and she's really effective at it. And it's really cool because I was talking with that mom just earlier this week when I visited with them and showing her, look at what your daughter can do. This is amazing. She's very effective when it comes to her math skills and her math ability. And the mom told me, that's all thanks to you. You know, what you've done is allowed my daughter to really understand math, because I can't do that. That's not me. I'm not doing that. I still struggle with fractions, but she gets it. She grasps it. And it's funny because the daughter was telling me, she's about 10 years old or so. The daughter was telling me that she had worked out some problems and brought them to her mom and said, okay, what do you think the answer to this is? And her mom said, oh, no. Don't even try me with that. I'm not doing that. And then she did the problem herself and showed her mom, look, it's this simple. And it's really cool to be able to see that. But really, it's that simple to understand math effectively, right? If you want your child to really understand math, they have to understand a couple of things. One, addition. Right? They obviously have to understand the numbers and everything, but they have to be really good at addition. And two, understanding the different vocabulary that comes with math. That's it. If they can really understand those things, and I understand that that is a challenge for a lot of people, a lot of children, a lot of parents teaching their children, that is a very big challenge because the methods that they're using to teach their kids are really outdated methods, right? And I'm not talking about Common Core. I'm not talking about whatever methods you might have learned. I'm talking that the way that they're trying to teach their kids, if you're sitting there with a worksheet, if you're sitting there, you know, with a textbook, and I'm not saying that those aren't supportive or can't be supportive. I'm saying if that's your main method of teaching, that's an outdated method, right? We have a method that's way more effective, that's less stressful, that's very simple to do. It's called TechnoTutor. And what it allows for a child to do is really access the ability within them to learn very quickly, very effectively, where they know it. I was just watching some videos of other kids doing math very quickly, very effectively, and explaining how they got to their answers. And it's really cool. It's really amazing. And I just wish that that was the case for every child. Because, you know, I've said this multiple times, but the New York Times is saying that less than 30% of kids are doing math at grade level. Less than 30%. That's really sad. That means 2/3 of kids are not doing math at grade level. That's huge. What's that going to mean when those become adults? And, you know, previously I would have said, imagine if that were your cashier, right? But there's not going to be any jobs for cashiers anymore. And so just imagine you not being able to understand math and numbers, and somebody taking advantage of you all the time because they know that you can't understand the math. They know that you can't understand the numbers, and they're just getting over on you or your children because they can't fend for themselves, when that's a really easy problem to fix. Easy in the sense of it's a simple problem to fix. It can be dealt with before it becomes a problem. It can be dealt with proactively when they're children, so they can be really effective at that, so you never have to worry about that. If you're still struggling with teaching your kids math or supporting them to be comfortable with math, reach out to me. We can definitely help them with that. And we'll have your kid being a math whiz in no time. All right. See you guys on the next one. Bye.